What they did not know about the fastest and most popular makeup studio in town. In the vibrant streets of Starlight City, where appearances define success, there was one name that was whispered in awe: Glisten and Glamour Studio. Whether it was a bride preparing for her wedding day, a model preparing for a photo shoot, or a woman simply looking to boost her confidence, Beauty Studio had the magic touch. At the helm of this flourishing empire was Beauty, the talented and mysterious owner of Glisten and Glamour. She wasn't just a makeup artist, she was a master of transformation. But behind the glimpse and glam, there were secrets that not even her closest assistant, Yeti, could fathom. Secrets that only Beauty knew until it all started unraveling. Beauty had always loved makeup ever since her childhood in a small, unassuming town. To her, makeup wasn't about vanity. It was about empowering others, about making people see themselves in a new light. When she moved to Starlight City, Beauty opened Glisten and Glamour Studio with a simple goal: to change lives through beauty. It didn't take long for her to gain a reputation. She had an uncanny ability to make her clients feel both beautiful and confident. But there was more to her work than just makeup. Beauty had a special gift. She could sense the emotions and deep-rooted insecurities of those she worked with. Whether they spoke them aloud or not, Beauty could feel the burden they carried. "I don't just do makeup," Beauty would say. "I transform the soul." Glisten and Glamour soon became the most sought-after makeup studio in Starlight City. Yet, while her clients felt radiant and refreshed, some began to whisper that something strange was happening. They felt lighter after their sections, but later they would return looking distant, as though something had been taken from them. Yeti had been working as Beauty's assistant for 3 years. She admired her mentor deeply, but couldn't shake the strange feeling that something was amiss. For one, there was a locked room in the back of the studio, which only Beauty had the key to. "What is behind that door?" Yeti once asked, her curiosity getting the best of her. Beauty gave a mysterious smile and replied, "Just my personal space. You don't need to worry about it, Yeti." But the more time Yeti spent at the studio, the more uncertain she felt. She watched clients leave their glowing smile, only to return weeks later, quiet and empty-eyed. They seemed different, lighter, yet somehow incomplete. Adasa was a bride-to-be, with a life many would envy. She had a loving fiancé, a beautiful venue, and a wedding everyone was talking about. But deep inside, Adasa was filled with doubts. The stress of planning, the fears of change, and the uncertainty of her future are taking a toll on her. A friend recommended Glisten and Glamour, saying, "Beauty will make you feel like the woman you were always meant to be." Reluctantly, Adasa made an appointment. When she entered Glisten and Glamour, Beauty greeted her with a warm, knowing smile. "Let's make you shine," Beauty said. As Beauty worked her magic, Adasa felt something strange. The tension in her body melted and her fears faded into the background. She didn't just look beautiful, she felt it. When Adasa saw herself in the mirror, she gasped. The woman staring back at her wasn't just glowing, she was radiant with confidence. For the first time in months, Adasa felt ready for her wedding. But in the days that followed, Adasa began to feel an uncertain emptiness. The doubt had vanished, but so had her excitement. It was as though a piece of her has been left behind at Glisten and Glamour. One evening, after hours, Yeti stood by the locked door, her heart pounding. She had to know what Beauty was hiding. Yeti's suspicion reached a breaking point. After Beauty had left the studio, Yeti decided to investigate. She found the key to the locked room and let herself inside. What she saw left her in shock. The walls were covered with photographs of clients. Each photo had notes beneath it, detailing the client's emotional struggles, insecurities, and desires. In the center of the room was an old leather-bound book. The book was filled with a strange symbol, and its pages seemed to pump with energy. Before Yeti could explore further, she heard Beauty's soft footsteps behind her. "You shouldn't be here," Beauty said, her voice calm yet firm. Yeti spun around, staring. Beauty wasn't angry, but there was a sorrow in her eyes that Yeti had never seen before. Instead of scolding her, Beauty slowly closed the door and walked inside. "I guess it's time you understood the truth," she said. Beauty explained that her talent was more than just makeup. She could sense her clients' emotions, their pains, their fears, and when she worked on them, she took those burdens onto herself. "When I make someone beautiful, I don't just work on their appearances," Beauty explained. "I take their worries, their doubt, their insecurity. I carry them so they don't have to." Yeti stood in stone silence. "You take their pains?" Beauty nodded. "It's a gift and a curse. The pain doesn't disappear. It becomes part of me. That's why some clients feel empty after they leave. They feel free, but only because I have absorbed their burdens." Yeti was horrified. Beauty had been carrying the weight of so many people's emotions and had taken a toll on her. A week after her wedding, Adasa returned to the studio. Her wedding had been beautiful, but something was missing. She was radiant on the outside, but empty inside. "I thought I wanted my doubts to go away," Adasa confessed. "But now, I don't know who I am anymore. I feel lost." Beauty listened carefully, then gently replied, "What I gave you was freedom from your fears. But real happiness comes from within. You need to find that for yourself." Adasa realized that while Beauty had helped her, the rest was up to her. True peace and confidence couldn't be given. They have to come from within. Glisten and Glamour Studio remained the most sought-after studio in Starlight City. But now, people came with a new understanding. Beauty talent was extraordinary, but it came at a price for her and for her clients. Beauty continued to work, absorbing the burdens of others. She gave her clients beauty, confidence, and freedom, but at the cost of her own peace. She wondered how long she could keep this up. But for now, she endured, knowing that the smiles she created was worth the sacrifice. Lesson from the story. Every transformation has a cost. Real change requires deep inner work, not just outer appearances. Face your fear. True healing and happiness comes from addressing your struggles, not avoiding them. Beauty comes from within. External transformation would fade, but inner peace and strength last forever. Thank you for listening to our story. For more stories, subscribe to our channel